Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to our very podcast session of this year, being organized by Alotech Designs Hub. This morning, we have a very special guest in our midst. She's someone I respect so much, a very good friend, right from my days here in Enugu when I was doing my youth service. We worked at the same tech hub. She was a tutor, a tech tutor, and since then we have been close and we have been talking for over 2 years now. So she's no other person but Linda Ndidiamaka. She's a software developer, not just a software developer, a very good one at that. She have built products for startups, businesses, and a lot of organizations. So right here, we welcome Ndidiamaka, Linda Ndidiamaka, and she would introduce herself properly to us. Welcome, my very good friend. Can we hear from you?
Thank you very much for this podcast. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very excited. I would say that you've introduced me very well, so I don't need to reintroduce myself. Okay, so I'm happy and I'm excited to get on with it.
Thank you so much. So we are going straight into the business of today. We're having some series of discussion as regarding her tech journey, how she started, the issues or challenges she had encountered during her tech journey, and how she overcame those challenges, and also her advice to young techies, especially ladies, because this our era, we have more guys in the tech space. So she will give advice to young ladies that want to go into tech and how they should go about it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is okay, let's talk about how she got into the tech space. Okay, so Linda, how did you get into the tech space?
Okay, I got into the tech space during my service year. So I went for service in 2022. So during my service year, I found out that I was not doing any other thing than just go for my work, go to CDS and come back. So I needed something to keep me busy. So from needing something to keep me busy, I started making research on what I can learn. Although before then I've learned graphic design, so I was into my graphic design, but I needed something more. So that was when I started hearing about programming. From there, I sought out where I was going to learn. So I went to learn in Enugu, like an ICT center in Enugu. So that was where I started my tech journey. And from there, I started the journey and we are here today.
Wow, exciting one. So most persons I've even talked with before now, like a random conversation, we just talk about, how did you go into tech? Some people didn't plan going into tech, like it was just there. There's something that leads to something, and before they know, they are in the tech space and doing marvelously well there. So this is what she has said about her tech journey. So the next thing we'll talk about is what inspired you? Because some persons will say, I was inspired by a friend, I was inspired by a leader, I was inspired by someone. So let us know what inspired you to go into tech fully.
I would say a person or someone inspired me. I would say that it's just the desire to become something that inspired me. And also, during that time, we started hearing about tech. Like for me, I started hearing about tech as a new thing. So I'm someone that wants to always explore. So I wanted to just know what I can do in that space. So my inspiration should just come from, I just wanted to do something good for myself and learn something good that's going to be beneficial. As we know, we are in Nigeria, so you have to have one or two things that you will be doing for yourself. So I'm not a girl that like doing tailoring or plaiting hair. I always want to be there, pressing one or two things. So that was where my inspiration came from, not from a person or from anything in particular. Just me wanting to be okay for myself, nothing else.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you for that simple and brief answer to that question. So the next thing we'll talk about now is what challenges, because this is one thing that every person that wants to go into any discipline will definitely face. There are always challenges that one may face in everything they are doing. So Linda, what challenges did you face when you started your tech journey?
I have so many challenges. The first one I should say is just the information overloaded. There was so much to learn in the tech space. Like, one, I mean so much. You might be learning something today, and another new thing will come out. On top of what you are learning, you have to want to learn it again. So there was so much thing to learn. And also, when I started, I was working 9 to 5. Like, I was a regular person working 9 to 5, and I was also having a program then. I was into ALS, software engineering program, and it was a very hectic days. I wanted to quit because I don't know how to make up for my 70 hours a week and still go for work 9 to 5 every day. So it was a lot of challenges then. So much to learn. You are learning every day, new things are coming up. So that was the major challenge that I had during when I was learning my programming. So I would just say that basically that was just it. No other challenges. And also, I will not forget trying to solve problem that I did not create, because when you are building, you might not even be the one that created the box, but the box will be there, and you will solve this box for like 2 weeks, and you get tired, you want to give up, and you just want to close the system and go. So that was all the challenges I had, and it's just there.
Wow, interesting one. You can see that she's someone that is very ever ready to learn, and she doesn't give up on what she has said now. Because when those challenges start coming, there is this propensity in you that want to say, please let me just make I close this thing, let me go and do something else. But once you have made up your mind to do something, you would have that eagerness to continue on what you are doing. So thank you so much for that broad answer. Thank you so much. Were there moments where you felt like giving up, like you say, no, I don't think I can do this thing anymore, let me just go and look for something else to do? So let's hear about those moments.
Okay, there were moments that I felt like giving up, like a lot of moments that I felt like giving up. For someone that is working 9 to 5, having a program that requires you to be available 70 hours a week, I should have a reason to give up anyway.
Yeah.
And also, the program was like, anybody you talked about the program with, the person would tell you that I tried this program and I gave up. It wasn't working. The time is too much. I will not be able to cover this. And not just the time. What we were learning that time is so technical that you need to put all your time, energy, and everything inside you just to be able to pass. And you have to make it every month. So there were months that I didn't even make it that month. I had to drop to another cohort. So that moment I said that I was not doing it again. I wanted to give up because I don't know how to combine my work and this. So it's either I quit my work or I quit the program. But in everything, I was able to scale through. And surprisingly, I graduated from the program. I was also still doing my work very well. So those were the moments I felt like I will not be able to elevate myself, or I was not going to just do another thing than just what I've learned at the moment, teaching people and all that. But I needed that elevation in my tech space. Like, I needed to have more things than what I was doing at the moment. So that was why I persisted and I was there and I finished it to the end. So giving up, it is always there. But the best thing is what? Don't give up. That's just it.
So you have heard it. The painful truth is that at some moment you will have that urge to give up, because you are a human, you are not a robot or a machine. So that urge to give up would always be there. But what should keep you going is what made you to start at the first place. Understand? So these are the things. Before you get into tech, you have to make up your mind that whatever it may be, you must continue the journey. Thank God that you didn't give up, because if you have given up by then, I don't know what you have been. Maybe you have been selling, I don't know.
Pepe.
No. So, all right, thank God for that. So the next thing we'll talk about is what are your major milestones? Because I know I've seen products you have built, digital platforms you have built, and they are working very fine, and you are still improving on your tech skills. So one thing about tech skill is that you don't just learn and it ends there. You keep on learning and improving on the already existing tech skills you have learned. because there's a lot to learn. So what are your major milestone that you have achieved so far?
Okay, one of my biggest achievements is just building a real world application that solves problem. Anyway, so building for businesses and building for individuals also, because the first time I built a website, I felt like I have arrived. But that website took everything out of me when I was building it, because that was the moment I realized that I've not actually learned anything. Because in this tech space, you might be learning. Like if you're into programming, for example, you will be learning. You will think that you've already learned something when you're writing something like HTML and CSS, all of that. You will think that, oh wow, I'm able to design this, but you've not learned something that is workable. You cannot do anything that people can use, right? So my milestone is when I found myself building application that people can use, and it's actually working. Now, the first website I built was an NGO website, and after all the challenges, I was able to finish that website. And when I remember that I have a website online, that this particular client gave me this work and they're actually using it, they will come and say, please, we need to change something there, and I will run and do that. I felt very happy also. So from there, I started building other applications. I started building even crypto websites where people can just do their trading and all that, building for other people. And also I started building applications like booking systems also. So that was when I know that, okay, I have actually learned something, and I'm still learning anyway. So my major milestone will be places where I've built something like a digital hospital for a client, and also an e-commerce website. Yes, because I built a very large e-commerce website for a client that is still ongoing now, and very soon we'll be hearing about it. So these are my major milestones, and I'm very happy with it.
Wow, wow, wow. So this thing, it doesn't stop at just learning. You have to put that learning into solving real world problems. That's where the money is actually. Because if you don't solve real world problems for businesses and startups, then what are you learning those things for? So as you are learning, you have to put into consideration that what you are learning, it should be able to solve real world problems, and that's it. So thank you so much, Miss Linda, for that wonderful answer to that question. All right, so what advice would you give to young persons that want to go into tech? Because there are a lot of persons that actually they are confused on the tech path to follow. They don't really know what to do. They are just going around a circle, and they need guidance from someone that have been there. So what's your advice to young persons and how they should navigate their tech journey?
Okay, my advice is not only for young persons, it's for everyone that wants to venture into tech space.
Yeah.
So I would say that the first thing that you need to do is just to start from where you are, and don't feel ready. Don't feel like, okay, I'm ready today, I'll be ready next week. If you want to start your tech journey and you wake up today and say, I want to start a tech journey, just start from that moment. You might not really start learning anything, but you can start the step on how do I start. You understand? So because when I was 7, when I started my program, I never even assumed, I never even wonder that I'm going to ever be into any programming in tech space. The first thing I actually learned was human resource. I went to do the program and every other this thing, that the project management and all that, right? So I started the tech journey the day I just heard about programming, and I just, let me just go and check these people out. I checked them. From checking out, from there I said, okay, let me just enroll myself here and all that. So if you want to start from where you are at the moment. And secondly, don't start because you feel like you want to earn money. Oh, don't get me wrong, bro. When you talk about money, everybody wants to do something so that they will be able to earn money from it, right? But don't first of all think that if I learn programming, I am going to start making money immediately. To start with, the field that I am, which is programming, is not something you learn in 6 months and you start making money. Let us forget about what we call AI now, that is actually reigning, and people can actually learn things very fast, yes. But the money making part doesn't come that easy. So when you want to start anything, the first thing you should know is that where will I put my niche? Where am I going to put my mind? what are the things that interest me in this tech? If it's just UI and UX design, if it's just digital marketing, whatever thing that you feel like you can do and you are happy learning it, like learning it, then you start from that place. At the long run, you will see that this thing is going to fetch you income. But starting from coming and say, I want to start a tech journey, I want to learn programming, I want to learn cyber security, please can you tell me the one that gives money more? That is the wrong thing to do at the moment. You should ask yourself, which one am I interested in more? And if you get the one that you're interested in, make a deep research about what is this thing all about. Because I've had students that are learning programming, but they don't know what programming is. They will also come and pay for the course. When they are not learning, the first thing they will tell you that this thing hard though. You will not ask the person, don't you know what you are even, don't you know what you paid for before? Or don't you know what this programming is all about? Say no, they did not tell me. Oh, is it? They will quit. Now that is the first step of this thing is hard, because you've made it hard for yourself. But if you made a deep research, or if you're interested in it, or if you have told yourself that yes, I want to do this just because of this, I want to actually learn this, at the long run, no, you don't need to ask somebody if this thing is going to give me money or not. You start seeing the impacts and the finance coming in when you are good at what you are doing. So start from where you are and don't start when you feel like you are ready. That is my advice to everyone that wants to enter into the tech space.
Wow, beautiful one. So the what I gained from what you said now is just start. You don't have to be fully ready, right?
Yes.
To start. You cannot just say you not just wait for that moment where you have everything or where you have fully made up your mind. Just get into it and start. Gradually, you see yourself growing into becoming what you have thought of becoming. So just get started and you move on. And also, while you are on it, like she have said, don't put money at the back of your mind that, oh, once I learn for 2 weeks, I will start making money. It's a lie. You will become frustrated even after 4 months. You must have not even seen 10 naira from what you are learning. So you have to learn that thing first. Learn it is when you have started solving solutions for businesses with what you have learned. That's where the money will start coming. So first of all, like she have said, learn that skill first, then the money will follow. So the next thing we'll talk about now is what skills or tools help you to grow most in your career? What skill? It could be your own, it could be whatever kind of skill that help you to grow more in your career in this tech journey.
Okay, I will say that the skill that helped me to grow is just basically when I ventured into learning frameworks in programming. Because before now, I would just do my normal HTML, CSS. And to tell you the truth, I never liked framework because it's too buggy at first. So anything that concerns me and framework, I would rather write everything custom. But when it comes to framework, I will feel like it's too buggy. Maybe I can't learn this. I will start feeling like, no, no, no. If I venture into this, I won't. But at the long run, I found that is that particular framework that is the main deal in the whole programming stuff. So those skills like React, it helped me very well. React Native, because at some point I was not actually a mobile developer. From being a web developer, I ventured into mobile developer. So that was how I will be able to start learning those skills. I learned React Native, and for my back end, PHP and Laravel was what made me to start knowing what backend is all about, until I started combining other backend languages like Python and Django and all that. So these are the skills that helped me to at least build something that someone can use. That is what I would say.
Beautiful
And also,
one.
let me
Okay.
not forget, I am someone that's like learning on my own also. Now, let me explain what I mean, because most people don't know how to learn on their own, or they can't learn on their own. It's not their fault. This is how we call different learning capacity. Maybe
Yeah.
I might not be able to teach myself. I need someone to teach me. There are some people like that. But me, I'm someone that will be able to teach myself. Now, what do I mean? Because I like reading a lot. I prefer reading than even watching a video. I don't know. I've told someone before and the person says it's not possible. I prefer reading program, like reading code, than even watching a video where they are doing that. If I read a code, I will understand this. But if you're making a video about it, it will feel very very tiring for me, and I want to fast forward it. Because maybe I don't like watching things, I prefer reading things, and maybe that's the reason. So these are the areas that, because I actually know what is good for me, I actually know the side that I will venture into and it will benefit me. That was how I was able to do what, to scale through that. So this is what you should do for yourself. Try to know what is best for you. Are you like, can someone teach you?
Exactly.
Can you teach yourself? Am I someone that will go to YouTube and I'll be able to learn? Am I someone that can go online and be able to learn? If you ask yourself those questions and you'll be able to get it, that is the first solution to your problem, to where you want to start. You start from, okay, I'll be able to teach myself. Can I just go online? Can I buy courses? Then if I watch them, if you know you cannot, don't even start that. Get someone that will do what, that will tutor you. That's just it.
Beautiful one. So what I gain here is, you know your strength and your weakness. Just like when we were in school, some people like to go for night class. Like me, there's one time I followed some person to night
Yes.
class. I followed them there at
And you slept off.
and I slept the next morning, Garuba Square, Unizik here. So you know your weaknesses, I know your strengths. Everybody knows their weaknesses and strengths. So
Yes.
dwell on more on your strengths, and don't go and follow other people doing what they are doing, because
Yeah.
it will not go
Benefit
well.
you.
Yeah, it will not benefit you. So know your strengths and your weaknesses as you learn. Thank you so much, Linda, for that. Thank you so much. So the last thing we'll ask you right now is, where do you see yourself in the in few years in this tech space, in the next 5 10 years? Do you see yourself as someone that will own a very big tech hub, that will be getting teaching people on how to, on these relevant tech skills, or you be consulting for big organizations, or where do you see yourself in the next few years from now?
Oh, I would say that I would see myself having a very big tech hub. That one is very important. Now, why I say so is because I've been into the teaching space for over how many years now. And just last year, I actually started my own, like my own. I've always been working for people, teaching students. So I started my own online space where I teach students also. So I would like to, for that particular space to grow very well in the next years to come. And secondly, I don't want to forget, I want people that have built products for, digital solutions for their businesses, for that particular solution to grow. Because once they start growing, me, I am
Yes,
growing
you are
also.
growing.
So these are the kind of prayers I do. So I don't do something for you just because I want to collect money and put. I want that thing to grow, to scale very well, so that I'll be able to tell someone that I actually built this, or I was part of the team that built this. That's a very very big milestone for me, very important for me. Yes, so these are the places I want to see myself. I want all the products I've built to grow in years, and my own digital space, my own hub where I teach students to also do what? Grow also. So these are my expectations.
Wow, beautiful one. Great expectations. You are not even like some persons who want to build a digital product for someone and just collect their money and go. But she doesn't want to end there. She wants that product she have built to grow and to scale. Because why that product is scaling, people that are using the product say, this product, who built this platform? Who built this platform? Definitely it's coming back to you that, okay, he that built this platform, wow. That's from there you are scaling up and you are getting more gigs and contracts. So as you are building a product, don't just build a product, build one that, and also pray and also hope that that product scales from the normal level it should be. Understand? So Linda, thank you so much for this wonderful session. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for honoring our invitation.
You're
And
welcome.
we look forward to having this kind of conversations in the future. Thank you so much for coming to Alotech Designs Hub to engage in these conversations, because a lot of persons are waiting for these videos to drop so that they can get insights. And I believe that this video, what we have said here, would trigger someone to start up his or her tech journey and make way for him or herself. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. We look forward to more collaboration, and yeah, more collaboration. Thank you so much. So once
You're
again, this
welcome.
is my friend is Linda. She's a software developer and she has built so many platforms that are making waves. Okay, so if you need to speak with her, just send me a DM and we'll get to connect. I will connect you with her straight away. Thank you so much. Our next session of this podcast session, being organized by Allotech Design Hub, we'll bring in some persons that are doing well in their various professions. We are not just dealing with just techies and people in tech space. Whatever profession, one of these days you see a lawyer here, you see a doctor here. So that's it. We are bringing persons that are doing well in their various professions to come here. We talk about challenges, how they started, and what they are currently doing, so that every one of us will learn and grow together. So thank you for watching. See you on our next session.
Bye.
Cheers.